Welcome to the Ed Benton Show. I'm Ed Benton, your host. Warning, the following is a work of fiction and intended to be satirical in nature. We can only hope that it is not an accurate prediction of future events. 2024 America's Final Days by Ed Benton. Day 21, Part 2. Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Emergency McUnion Congress meeting. The stock markets in America and around the world, except in China, have all experienced flash crashes and extreme drops in value. China is known to be sitting on vast gold reserves and is therefore not at the mercy of the value of paper currency. Her currency is backed up by the gold reserves, and there is confidence that she will honor her obligations, unlike America, whose once vast gold reserves have been depleted and cannot even begin to support the value of the Amero. Some conservative analysts have attributed this disaster to the inclusion of a failed state, i.e. Mexico, in a union with America and Canada. It is true that Mexico is now dominated by a handful of drug cartels, but it was widely believed that these cartels would be brought under control if we simply legalized controlled substances in America, thereby drastically reducing the demand for illicit drugs and eliminating the profits of the cartels. Instead, we have created a situation in which the cartels have continued to control the supply of drugs and offered them at a lower price than the governments of the McUnion member states. They have flooded the market with drugs, and the governments cannot keep pace with the deluge of drugs. The cartels have managed, with their vast resources and firepower, to attack and destroy the government operations which are producing legal drugs. They have succeeded in protecting their market and profit margins by creating an artificial scarcity of the drugs, as the government has been unable to protect its inventory and manufacturing facilities. It appears that we may have underestimated the power of the cartels, as they continue to operate and to control the government in Mexico. Formerly illicit drugs such as cocaine are now legal in America and can be obtained for medical use, for example, as painkillers. Even methamphetamine has been legalized, but doctors have been reluctant to prescribe these street drugs. There is still a dark market for these drugs, as prescriptions for the drugs, other than for marijuana, are quite difficult to obtain. So the drugs are legal, but there is really no real access to them by the average person unless they deal with doctors who are willing to prescribe the drugs for various questionable ailments. The Mexican government seems to be at the mercy of the cartels, and its important tourist and medical services industries have been decimated, as foreigners are afraid to travel to Mexico. President No Drama has declared a McUnion state of emergency, and we No Drama supporters are trusting that his actions will lead to an end to the crisis of confidence. He reminded us in his weekly radio address that we have nothing to fear but fear itself, and that there is no possible way that America is going to collapse. I have total confidence in President No Drama and his optimistic vision of the future of America and the McUnion. Nevertheless, as a practical matter, my wife and I have converted all our Amero holdings into renminbi and gold coins. We are certain that this is just a temporary crisis, and that we just need to ride it out until America comes back from the dark place in which we find ourselves. I am glad that I did obtain my pistol permit, as there are frequent attacks on citizens who do have financial resources in the form of renminbi and gold, and I will do what is necessary to defend myself. God bless America, the more perfect union. End of day 21.